If I sent you a 1,000-piece puzzle in the mail with no picture of what the finished puzzle looks like and asked you to put it together, that would be a very frustrating experience. This is why people get frustrated when they try to figure out how to market their local business. They don't have a clear picture to guide them. Well, we're going to fix that in this episode of Local Business Marketing Momentum. My name is Eric. I'm a serial entrepreneur with over 15 years of building my own businesses and brands. And for the last 5 years, I've been helping other local businesses through my digital marketing agency, In Transit Studios. What I want to do is I want to give you a really clear picture that you can have in your mind's eye when it comes to marketing your business. Now, this isn't anything new. This is, in fact, what I would consider to be a law of business. And that is, there is 4 stages that every single customer you've ever had and ever will have are going to go through or have gone through becoming one of your customers. In fact, you go through these 4 stages before making any purchase that you've made, whether it's buying a pack of bubble gum, a new house, choosing a dentist, a roofer, a restaurant to go eat at. It doesn't matter. These are the 4 stages of the buying cycle. Also, the typical customer journey, and marketing impacts all 4 of these. So let's go ahead and put this picture together. What you can do is down the center of a piece of paper, draw a line, and then put another line across the middle and create yourselves these 4 quadrants. Now, in the top right corner, once you have this created, we can put the word awareness. This is the awareness stage. We're going to come back to each of these here real quickly. But first off, let's just map this out. So in the top right-hand corner, we have awareness. In the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to put consideration. All right, consideration. In the consideration stage, this is where we're deciding who are we going to buy from, who's going to get our money. Then we move to the 3rd stage of the buying cycle, which is the actual purchase experience. The purchase experience. Then after the purchase experience, we land in advocacy. Okay, in advocacy. Now, in the advocacy stage, we're going to find ourselves being one of 3 types of people. Your customers are going to find themselves being one of 3 types of customers. First type is we become raving fans. We're just super excited, telling everybody we can, bringing people back, spreading the word, following social media, all of those things. So we become raving fans. The next group of people here are going to be roaring critics. The roaring critics. These people aren't happy, probably never would have been able to be made to be happy. Something happened out of your control. One of those things happened that sometimes happen in business, and things didn't go right, and they are now upset, and they're going to let people know they're upset. But then we have this 3rd category, and this is where we see the majority of people. And this is what we know, or what we refer to as the silently satisfied. And so this here, to me, creates a really easy picture of what the buying cycle is, the purchase cycle, and gives me a foundation for marketing. Now, let me explain how marketing overlays all of this. First, let's go ahead and jump back up to our top right with awareness. Now, in awareness, there's 2 types of awareness. All right. So up there, we're going to have what I refer to as discovered awareness, and the other is created awareness. So we have discovered awareness and created awareness. Now, discovered awareness is where a life change has happened. Some type of event outside of us has taken place, and we now have realized, we have discovered that we have a problem. We've discovered that we have a need. Last week, our power went out. And after a couple hours, my wife looked at me and said, we need to get something delivered for dinner. We can't cook right now. And so we need to get something delivered for dinner. We discovered that we had a problem. Something happened when our children went from the count of 2 to 4 children. We needed a bigger vehicle. And so things happen. We need a dentist. We need a haircut. Something is happening, and we now are aware that we have a problem. Now, for marketing, what we can do is we can actually do what's known as advertising, and we can create awareness. Now, there's lots of ways to create awareness. Facebook and social media ads. It's why they're called ads, by the way, because this is advertising. We can create awareness through Facebook ads. You can use billboards. You can have radio spots. You can sponsor, little league teams. There's all kinds of ways to create awareness. Now, there's a couple different types of awareness. You can have brand awareness, so where you're just keeping people informed that you exist, so that when they discover a problem, you're who they think of. Or when they discover a problem and they ask somebody, do you know of a good XYZ? They'll be like, oh yeah, you need to check out so and so. So you can create brand awareness. But the other one is you can actually leverage this to create a problem awareness, or speak into a problem that somebody knows they have, but they haven't yet reached the tipping point where they realize, maybe I should find a solution for this. Let me give you an example for my own company, In Transit Studios. We run some Facebook ads, all right? So we run Facebook ads, and we run these ads to create a problem solution paradigm. And so some of our ads, for example, start with, are you a restaurant owner looking to fill empty tables? Or the next ad, we have another ad that says, do you own a barbershop and are you looking to fill empty seats? Do you have a barbershop and want to know the secret to filling empty seats? And this is creating well, yeah, I do have some empty seats. I never really thought about a solution for it, or what is the secret? I've been looking and haven't found something. And so this is the power of awareness. And only certain types of marketing create awareness. And it's really easy to get overloaded and have way too much of your effort going into awareness advertising. We kind of want to balance this out. So now we've created awareness, or somebody has become aware. We move to the second stage, and that is consideration. Now, in consideration, this is one of those areas where it's actually is probably the most unique from business to business, because what we have to do in this situation, when we start to build out a strategy here, is we have to start asking ourselves a couple fundamental questions. And these questions that we have to ask ourselves are things like, when somebody becomes aware that they have this problem that we solve, where are they? What do they do? So, for example, last week, power went out. What did we do? Well, we immediately opened Uber Eats. We didn't even think about going to Google Maps or to the internet. And I was kind of surprised as I was thinking about this video and what I was going to share with you, and thought of that as an example, because I realized that it wasn't too long ago that we would have went to Google Maps or Apple Maps. And before that, we would have just went to a browser on our laptop and we would have Googled something. But we change over time. Technology changes, apps, services change. And so we have to ask ourselves, what is the human nature doing? Like, where are people going? Are they going to their friends? Are they going online? Are they just going into the files in their brain and pulling from, well, I've been here before. I had a great experience. I heard this from somebody. Like, there's something that's going to start to happen. And so we got to figure that out. And then we have to ask ourselves, well, what's the information they need to make a decision? So maybe they want to know, for example, what are your hours? Maybe that's the important thing they need to know. Maybe they want to look at your menu. Okay. They want to see your menu. Possibly they want to see pictures of what it looks like. They want to see reviews of what other people are saying. It could be pricing. All right. Maybe they have some specific questions, and so they're looking to contact you. They're looking to contact you. And if you don't get back to them within a minute and a half, your chances of actually winning them as a customer drop by 75%. So we got to now figure out in this stage, how easy is it for people to reach you, and how fast are you able to get back to them? So that's the consideration phase. Now, this looks very, very different for a dentist, a restaurant, a barbershop, a roofer. This looks very, very different. And you can spend time, and kind of wrestle with that and figure that out, or work with an agency like ours where we help you figure that out. It's a pretty good way to go about it, if you ask me. Now we move into the purchase experience. So in the purchase experience, what happens here? What gets engaged in the purchase experience is we want to ask ourselves, what information can we find out? What information can we gather from this person? How can we segment them for future marketing? And then where are we storing that information? Now, this comes together in what's referred to as a CRM, customer relation management system or software. Now, this could be anything from an Excel spreadsheet to top of the line software, and anything in between. The key is just finding something that works for you and in your business based upon the information that you're going to collect and need to store and then activate later. Now, when we get that and gather this information, and really, again, it depends upon the type of business you're in. If you're a restaurant or a barbershop, or for example, something like that, a gym, here we like to organize birthday loyalty club programs because it makes sense then to ask for somebody's birthday. Now, it is a little more weird to do that and have a birthday loyalty club program if you're, a financial planner, for example, or a bank or something like that, where you may need to gather that information to perform tasks for people, but it's kind of weird to ask for that before somebody even becomes a customer. Okay, because one of the things that we can do with this kind of stuff, for example, a birthday club, is we can take a birthday club all the way back over here to awareness, and we can run Facebook ads that says, hey, want a free whatever on your birthday? Sign up now and, get this free thing on your next birthday. And you can start growing your email list for your restaurant, your barbershop, heck, even a mechanic could do that. Like that doesn't, that's not that big of a stretch. Where it would be weird for a credit union, a bank, a financial planner to do something like that, even a roofer. So you got to figure out, what makes sense for me and my brand. What would people find? Oh, that makes sense, and avoid what people would go, well, that's weird. Why would I give them that type of information? All right, the final stage then, advocacy. We've talked about here, you've got your roaring fans, your raving fans, your roaring critics, or you're silently satisfied. Now, we want to do a couple things here with our marketing. We want to move the silently satisfied to becoming raving fans. And then when we do that, together, they drown out any roaring critics. So after time, any roaring critics would be just completely silenced and nullified. So nothing to worry about there. The other thing we can do is we can begin to, based upon the information we gather in the purchase experience, we can use that information to communicate somebody, to make them aware of something and bypass consideration really, and bring them right back to a purchase experience. So example, let's say you're a barbershop and Tuesdays are a typical slow day for you. Well, you could run a special that was like, by the way, did you know that on Tuesdays, if you bring somebody that's never been here before, both of you get 50% off your haircut? All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to get your raving fans bringing somebody with them on a day that's slow. And yes, you're going to give out some 50% haircuts for the first time for people. But what you've done is you've just had somebody go through your purchase experience, gathered all of their information, and now you can use them to bring other people in and fill in slow days, or just keep them coming back over and over and over again. You can do the same kind of things with restaurants and lots of other businesses. So there you go. These are the 4 stages of the customer buying cycle, the customer journey. And what you want to do is you don't want to take your marketing decisions and try to figure them out in a vacuum. What I suggest you do is you take every marketing decision you have to make and you overlay it on this matrix. Is this going to reach people in awareness? Is this going to help people in consideration? Is this going to be something we can use for past customers that are in advocacy? And if so, have we gathered the proper information, or what information do we need to start gathering? So this is the picture of our marketing puzzle. Now, believe it or not, there's a very specific order that we want to assemble all of this in that makes the most amount of sense and helps you get to a final product faster. And that's going to be the topic of our next episode of Local Business Marketing Momentum. So please make sure that you've subscribed, follow, commented, liked, turned on notifications, leave a review. Wherever you're doing, you may be listening to this as a podcast, you may be watching it on YouTube. So wherever you're consuming this content, wherever that is, what makes the most sense to do on that platform, that's the nice things to do. Please make sure you do those, and that way you're not going to miss the next episode where we're going to talk about what order to put all of this together in. I'll see you in that episode.